something else we love to do around here is we love to give back to wonderful benefits and to great platforms, and we can do that right now. Our good friend Clete Walker here from Vituro Health joins us. Of course, they help men empower themselves with comprehensive prostate care, and he's kind enough to come on the show this morning and talk about another wonderful fundraiser for the Mike Slive Foundation. Clete, good morning to you, brother. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Tony. I'm great. How are you this morning?
It's fantastic. We are blowing and going and having a good time. I know a week from tonight you have a very special benefit to end prostate cancer, and I've shared several stories about my friendship with Mike Slive. Talk about your relationship with him and not only himself but also his foundation and how you got involved in this. Obviously, it's a perfect matchup with you and Vituro Health.
Absolutely. And I met Mike several years ago when we started the foundation. Or when the Mike Slive Foundation, when it first started, it was the Prostate Cancer Foundation. We actually took his name a year before he passed, which was just amazing. And you couldn't be after a better man, by the way. And I tell people all the time, I spent enough time with him to know that I wish I'd spent a whole lot more.
Yes, sir.
And one of my best experiences in my life, and I'm, I've spent a lot of years, was sitting on his back porch smoking a cigar and drinking a little whiskey and just talking. And he gives you, undivided attention. And he makes you the most important person in the room when he was alive. And he's just a great man. And I'm very proud to be on the board of the founding board of Mike Slive Foundation and just to carry his torch forward, because he was quite a powerful force of his own in sports.
He was an amazing guy, and again, I spoke with you a couple of days ago about doing some barbecue things for some temples and everything that he was associated with, but he was so accessible, and to your point, normally you get around men. He was one of the, if not the most powerful man in all of college football as commissioner of the SEC, and when you get around people like that, you always feel like people are tugging at them and they don't have enough time, but when he really looked at you one-on-one, and we did enough SEC media days, he was an incredibly powerful man. Everyone talked about what a quiet man he was that carried a big stick. I never saw that big stick, but he got things done, and he was so impassioned about everything that he was associated with, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Yes, he was. And that, just like when we started the foundation, he wanted to be a success, and he wanted to. We've raised $1.4 million for prostate cancer research in less than 4 years.
Wow.
It's been amazing, and it's no small task for him when he started it, and now that he's passed, people are carrying that torch. Anna, his daughter, couldn't be a better director for us. Give me a break. She's amazing. She has the same drive that he had, and she's making this into one of the premier prostate cancer foundations in the country. And this year we're celebrating Ed Meyerson, who's our honoree for the Beyond Blue next week, and he was one of the founders. He's the guy who encouraged Mike, knowing that he had prostate cancer and what he was dealing with, to form this foundation. And so we're celebrating Ed next week.
And that big event's going to be going on a week from tonight, 5:30 at Protective Life Stadium Club, and ESPN's Laura Rutledge is going to be the master of ceremonies, the MC.
And she's great.
She is. I've actually done several. I did a chili cook-off with her, I think it was with Merrill Lynch or something a couple of years ago, and she was going to have a baby and everything, and she showed up, and I couldn't believe she was in this office. You want to talk about a woman who's impassionate and just really caring about everything she does, and she's just absolutely smart as a whip when it comes to college and professional football. She's fantastic on ESPN. She's one of my favorite personalities there. Hey, before we talk about this event, and I certainly want to talk about, because I know that you're going to have an auction and everything else, just talk about where we are right now with prostate care. Obviously, you're on the cutting edge, no pun intended,
sure,
on what you guys with Vituro Health, and it's obviously something that has really come to the forefront, not only with our radio listeners, because you're a partnership here with Tony Kurre Radio, but also because of the technology and all the forethought that have changed just over the last couple of years. Where are we at right now with prostate cancer? Yeah,
we've seen, we've been doing this for 6 years. And your listeners probably know this by now, but we provide a non-invasive procedure that's called high intensity focused ultrasound. We also provide another procedure called the Tulsa Pro, which is also non-invasive. And I think what we're seeing in the industry, and it started slow and it's moving, but focal therapy for low-grade prostate cancer, trying things that are non-invasive, non-surgical before you go to these radical prostatectomies that cause so many quality of life issues. And same thing with radiation. Radiation is never good for you just by itself. And so if you could find, alternatives that can still cure the cancer or manage the cancer, try it, because it does provide a quality of life. And we've got so many patients that are so thankful that they made that decision. There's so many new things. The MRIs, we still have doctors that aren't doing MRI guided biopsies, and you should never do a biopsy without an MRI, period. You should always have an MRI before you have a biopsy, in our opinion, and most of my doctors' opinion, because, why would you want to biopsy something you can't see? There's just so many new technologies, and we're moving that way. And so I think, what I tell people all the time is take your life in your own hands, do your own research, because most doctors only tell you what they do best. And that's just a fact. I mean, that's like you and I. I mean, we tell people what we do best.
Sure.
And so a lot of times I don't blame the doctors. I don't blame, they're doing what they can, and they can do a great job. I mean, surgeons do a great job. There's a lot of great surgeons out there that when it's needed, those are the people you want to go to. But really evaluate all your options and make sure that you make a peaceful decision. And that's what we tell anybody we talk to.
Clete Walker.
Understand all of it.
Yeah, Clete Walker joins us here on Tony Kurre Radio. VituroHealth.com is his website, VituroHealth.com. And, of course, he was co-founder, of course, of the Mike Slive Foundation. Beyond Blue, going on a week from tonight, a benefit to end prostate cancer, Protective Life Stadium. What a beautiful facility to have this great fundraiser and benefit. And ESPN's Laura Rutledge will be your MC in their master ceremonies. Tell people what they can expect and how to get tickets for this wonderful event you got going on a week from tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, you can go to the Mike Slive website, which is MikeSliveFoundation.org, and right when you pull in, it has our event right there, and you can click for tickets. It's real simple. The event is at 5:30, and it's a stand. It's not a dinner. It's kind of a mill around. It's heavy hors d'oeuvres, and it's really focusing in on our auction process. And we've raised a lot of money already before the event even starts, but there's some great auction items that you really can't get anywhere else. And like a private dinner with Paul Feinbaum.
There you go.
A national championship VIP game experience, club level tickets. We've got a 3-night stay at Holman Wretch Estate Vineyards in Carmel Valley. We've got East Lake golf experience. So a great East Lake golf experience. We've also got an SEC basketball tickets in Tampa that includes a lot of fun things with it. And then an SEC VIP ticket package for the SEC football championship in Atlanta. Wow. So all this is obviously tied, a lot of this is tied to sports because that's where we came from, but there's also a ton of silent auction items that people can really sink their teeth into. That
sounds great. Hey, Clete, thank you so much for your time. We'll be down there. We'll come join you next Thursday night at 5:30 again at Protective Life Stadium, the club level. ESPN's Laura Rutledge is going to be the master of ceremonies. You're doing great work, and we greatly appreciate you coming on. Our airtime is your airtime, and thanks for all you do, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and I appreciate it. Hope to see people there.
Anytime. There he is, Clete Walker from Vituro Health at VituroHealth.com. Again, go to MikeSliveFoundation.com. That's MikeSliveFoundation.com for all the details, and you can learn more about this wonderful event. I've got a chance to obviously meet Mike when he was alive several times with SEC Media Days, and it was weird because, there was all these sports stations. It was called Radio Row. There was 50 different radio stations there. Everyone was pining for his attention, and he was such a powerful man, not only in the SEC, but in college football as we know it. And every time I walked up to him, he knew who I was. We'd have breakfast together. We'd have a drink or smoke a cigar like Clete did. But he always made you feel like you were the only person in the room, and that is just a quality you just don't find with a lot of people. So kudos to everything that he was part of in his life, and kudos to Clete Walker and Vituro Health for continuing his legacy through the Mike Slive Foundation.